Hello, part 5 of the Introduction to Tin Whistle, continuing our exploration of the second of the two East Limerick polkas. I'll play it through first, and then we'll go over some of the elements that you'll need for this polka and talk about it a little bit, and then go phrase by phrase. I'm going to lower the camera so you can see the fingers okay. So, there are a lot of crossovers between the B, the one finger, and then the D. On this tune, when I play the D, I tend to use that vent fingering I showed you with the top finger open. So, and right after that, in this particular tune, it goes down to a G, or 3 fingers. Now, to start with, you can play it like this. Doesn't make a lot of difference. It's just a little cleaner and a little bit more in tune if it's vented. And that's true for most whistles. So it's not a bad thing to practice going up and down the over that crack there. This tune is a little bit odd in the way that it switches back and forth between G and the key of G and the key of D. But if you were going to play a scale there, instead of so I'm playing the C natural instead of. You could actually get away with it either way, but the better way would be to play that C natural. And you can always do that with a half hole. It's harder, but you can always do that half hole instead. It goes up to the high G, so remember to shape your mouth toward that E sound as you get up to the higher note. And I have a little natural tremolo in my tone. You probably do too, but you can augment it if you rapidly tap 1 or 2 notes below. You get a little. So if you put it in, and you can do it on the E too, but by tapping out the side of the hole. These are things to look into later. I am doing some cuts here, a lot on the B. Remember, the cut is that little chirp that we put in. And I'm slurring up to the B from the A. So sort of gently tonguing with that D tongue on the A and then up to the B. And then if I add a cup, so I'm sounding the open note briefly before I cover it with the first hole. From the side. All right, let's do the first phrase together. One more time. and then that repeats. So two together. All together. This little part. Now what I'm doing here, I'm doing a little strike. It's just something I do. And it doesn't add a whole lot. Every once in a while it's a little percussive note. I call it a bounce. It's different from what other people call it bounce, but it sometimes adds some things on, especially on the G and sometimes on this note. Let's put those two phrases together. Now the last part is, except I do it with a cut. So all together. And then the same thing again. And then the ending is. So, the whole first part. We need to breathe somewhere, so one of the places you can breathe you can shorten a note to breathe. We want to make sure not to breathe right on an emphasis beat. Polkas go bop, 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 and you never want to breathe on that snap. You want to breathe between. Okay, so the second part. One more time. And then the next phrase is. Putting some little cuts in there. Whole thing is. Good place to breathe right there after the G. Then the phrase goes again. And then the whole thing repeats one more time. So full speed. Very simple tune, but a lot of fun to play. Thanks.